across England. They're being imposed by the government and by the government's quangos, NHS England and NHS Improvement. And they're basically a massive disaster, and we have to stop them. They've been developed over the course of the past year in secrecy. They claim that they've been developed with the approval and engagement with local councillors through the Health and Wellbeing Board. We know that the Health and Wellbeing Board was told and found that they were just rubber stamping proposals they had no understanding of. We asked them about 38 questions. They were unable to answer any of them at the time. 6 weeks later, the chair managed to answer 13, which does raise the question of why the council have been rubber stamping proposals that they don't even understand. The answer to that is that the social sustainability and transformation plans are a way for the government to sidestep its promise to ring-fence NHS funding. The STPs are a means to take lots and lots and lots of NHS money out of the NHS and put it into local authorities that have been deliberately starved by the government of funding for its statutory services. The local authorities are now in a position where they're unable to meet their statutory requirements to provide social care. The STPs are a means to funnel money out of the NHS into local authorities so that they can continue to meet their statutory requirements. This means starving the NHS of money that it needs to run NHS services. The West Yorkshire and Harrogate Sustainability and Transformation Plan, which we prefer to call more accurately the / and privatised plan, is an attempt to cut up to 1.07 billion amount of NHS and social care services in the next 4 years. That's a huge amount of money. If they don't do that, they're liable to massive sanctions by NHS Improvement. The STP that was published a couple of days ago is quite explicit that they're unable to make this cut. They cannot do it. They say that by 2021 there'll still be a £90 million funding shortfall. So what's going to happen? It means that the NHS England and NHS Improvement is going to come in and whack massive sanctions for failing to achieve what they call a balanced budget. And in the end, this is all about the government's stupid and entirely unnecessary and punitive so-called austerity agenda, which is really about cutting public spending for public services. There's no economic need for it. The government is redistributing public wealth to the corporations. Every year it funds, with public subsidies from our money to massive corporations, about £93 billion. That's nearly the cost of the entire NHS for a year. Those companies that it's subsidising include fossil fuel companies that are contributing to climate change, which is going to be one of the main health hazards that's going to cause massive health problems in our community. The whole thing is cockeyed and corrupt, and it's been done by paying consultancy companies to tell us how to cut and destroy our NHS. This Sustainability and Transformation Plan has been drawn up by a consultancy company called Attain, whose boss used to work for KPMG or PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the big consultancy companies. It's cost us £387,000 for 6 months' work. A lot of the proposals about how to reconfigure the hospitals that are in the STPs have been drawn up on the basis of recommendations by PricewaterhouseCoopers. We don't know how much that has cost. We've put in a freedom of information request to find out exactly how much money has been wasted on these consultancy companies telling us how to destroy our NHS. We know from Hackney KONP that their STP cost £3.5 million in consultancy companies fees. So this is a disaster. I spent 2 days reading this plan. I'm going to summarise it in bullet points shortly. We've got a website called stopthestps.org.uk, which is full of information about the sustainability plans and campaign materials for stopping them. So I really encourage everyone to go to stopthestps.org.uk, and there's also a Facebook group of the same name. So I won't go on anymore. There's loads to say. I'll be putting it all out. I'll be putting it all out in bullet points sometime today. And thank you for listening. But we desperately have to stop this, and we don't have the councillors on our side, which is really, really bad news. So it's going to be down to people power. Thank you.